Good day, my name is Alan Chief Strongblood Palmer, St. Vincent and the Grenadines' favorite and most hated son, the diaspora machismo. Before we start, let me take this opportunity to say thank you to these people who are now following as St. Vincent we come from. Elizabeth Danzine Butler, Betty Clark, Dan Miguel, Stephen Roberts, and Sunshine Karen. On the 6th of April 2022, in the face-to-face program that is done on 705 Radio, Ralph Gonsalves was discussing the re-establishment of the St. Vincent Marketing Corporation. Take a listen to some extract from that discussion.
Into some farmers up in my constituency, and they were bewailing something which we know about. That is to say, the challenges of interfacing with many traffickers relating to the prices paid for their commodities. We have had over the last several years a trend where a number of traffickers taking advantage of the farmers. But they were looking at an alternative proposition, and they put it to me. I took it to cabinet, which Saboto had raised earlier, but which had come up now with great urgency in this period where you see a lot of produce, fruits, vegetables, ground provisions, Johnny P, spices being produced. And the proposal which the farmers made is to, look, let us, without cutting out traffickers, we took the decision on cabinet 4 weeks ago to see if we can revitalize a marketing corporation, to see if we can revitalize a marketing corporation.
In that discussion, Ralph Gonsalves made it clear that he had dialogue with some farmers in his constituency. Because Ralph Gonsalves is known to be a liar and one who exaggerates the truth. When Ralph Gonsalves said farmers, it was not a formal or a large number of farmers who he spoke to, probably one or two. And Ralph Gonsalves will take a dialogue where farmers were complaining about traffickers and take it to cabinet and have cabinet make a decision on it. Yet, Saboto Caesar, the Minister of Agriculture, had been asking and pleading with Ralph Gonsalves to re-establish the marketing corporation for the longest while. Yet, he never took Saboto Caesar's recommendation seriously. For those of you who may not be aware, the Marketing Corporation was a government institution that was established by an Act of Parliament in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The Marketing Corporation was a corporation that was responsible for price regulation. It was the chief price regulation authority in St. Vincent and the Grenadines that regulated price for food items. Particularly, it was responsible for regional import of product from the other Caribbean countries. And it was the chief purchaser and seller of agricultural produce in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, both locally and for export. Very soon after Ralph Gonsalves and his Unity Labour Party took the reins of government, in order to spite some supermarket like the Bundy supermarket, who he claimed supported the NDP, he sold the marketing corporation to a private entity. Not just a private entity, but a private foreign entity. He put a state-owned institution in private hands, much like he did the National Commercial Bank. When Ralph Gonsalves sold the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Marketing Corporation, what did he sell? He did not sell a supermarket, because a supermarket was a lease of the corporation assets. The Marketing Corporation was responsible for price regulation in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. He also sold the authority to regulate prices on items in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. When he sold the marketing corporation, he sold the authority to import and to regulate the importation of product within the region. And he also sold the rights of being the chief purchaser and exporter of farm produce in St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Yeah, but we all up in that. We all up in that. Chopping. I tell you, chopping.
Ralph Gonsalves said in his discussion with the farmers in his constituency, the farmers that he spoke to were belaboring what we all know about the traffickers, the relationship between the farmers and the traffickers. To be honest, we all don't know anything as it relates to the relationship between the farmers and the traffickers. All we have is allegation that was made against the traffickers by the farmers. There was never an investigation by the government done to see if the allegation made by the farmers about the traffickers are true. There was not a civil matter that saw traffickers had to compensate farmers for their unlawful behavior. Here we see, on the advice or the complaint of a few farmers in Ralph Gonsalves' constituency, Ralph Gonsalves is ready to activate the instrument of government to establish a new organization without any meaningful investigation to see if the problem that the farmers are experiencing with the traffickers can be solved otherwise. Listen to Luke Boy of Hot 97 FM as he explained one of the many problems that the traffickers experience that will hamper their ability to pay the farmers the best price or to pay the farmers in a timely manner.
The problems with a lot of trafficking goes to, or a lot of produce goes to Trinidad. Remember, the problem with Trinidad is that you can't convert your TT dollars into US or EC in quantity, right? So the role of the trafficker then is that they end up buying whatever, toilet paper, juice, whatever they can sell quickly, maybe at cost, to convert their money back into EC. That's how
Luke had highlighted a problem here we all know is true. The Trinidad and the Tobago banks rarely sells US dollars and EC dollars in any large quantity to anyone because of the black market trade that was happening in Trinidad some years ago. And this is one of the reasons why our economy is not growing, because we are not exporting product in the true sense of exporting. What our traffickers are doing, our traffickers is operating on a barter system where they take product to Trinidad and Tobago, sell the product in Trinidad and Tobago, spend the monies that are made in Trinidad and Tobago in Trinidad, and return to St. Vincent the Grenadines, not with cash that will go into our economy, but with usable product that are dispensable. The trade between St. Vincent and Trinidad and Tobago and other such countries is designed to aid in bringing foreign exchange into our country, which will in turn grow our GDP and which will in turn increase the volume of our circulating capital. So here we see St. Vincent and the Grenadines is producing commodities that is able to grow the economy. But because of the regulation in Trinidad and Tobago, we are now operating on a barter system where Trinidad government and people benefits. Now here is what's happening. The traffickers have to buy the product in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. They have to pay to ship their produce to Trinidad and Tobago. They have to find time to sell their produce in Trinidad and Tobago. They have to now purchase and transport these products that is purchased in Trinidad and Tobago and ship them back to St. Vincent. The problem that the traffickers are encountering in Trinidad and Tobago is a problem that could easily be solved. There are two simple solutions to the problem the traffickers are encountering in Trinidad and Tobago, where the conversion of money is concerned. In St. Vincent and the Grenadines, we have the Royal Bank of Trinidad and Tobago operating in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The government should have this specialist encouraging our traffickers to open accounts with the RBTT Bank in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. When they collect their large volumes of money from the sale of their produce, deposit it in the RBTT in Trinidad and Tobago. The money automatically goes to their account and they can withdraw it at any time from St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Or they can go into any bank in Trinidad and Tobago and wire the large volumes of monies they made from the sale of their produce to their account in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The first thing we must also remember, it is unsafe to be traveling for hours on sea with large quantities of monies. It can be stolen. If the ship go down, you may save, but your money may be lost. I am not against the re-establishment of the Marketing Corporation, because the Marketing Corporation has its roles to play even in today's society. But what I am against is the Marketing Corporation now competing against the traffickers for the same market in Trinidad and Tobago and in Antigua. Government should use their resources to tap into new markets across the region where a greater volume of the produce can be sold. It is foolish for the government to now try to put practicing traders out of business because they fail to ensure that the people are equipped with the knowledge, or the government fail to make the proper negotiation with the Trinidadian government or the Trinidadian financial authorities to ensure that the monies that are being transacted in Trinidad and Tobago by Vincentian businessmen and businesswomen are easily converted or easily get back to St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Here we see once again Prime Minister Ralph Gonsalves have activated the instrumentalities of government and the resources of government to put hard-working Vincentians out of business, when there is a simple solution that can bring a level of harmony between the farmers and the traffickers in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. My name is Alan Chief Strongblood Palmer, asking you to share this video, to leave your comment on this matter and let me know what are your opinions.